So you want to hear something funny? Or like really fucking dumb? No, this is a true story. There's a nonprofit in Port Townsend, Washington State, and it was founded by a council member, and she's a demon. Actually, she's a dark witch. And her bestie, who's also a dark witch. And it's called Salish Rescue. And they, like regular pirates, they, pillage and steal and sink boats and, rape and pillage and anything you can think of, the worst imagined pirate scenario, right? Except for it's women doing it by dark magic spells, running men around, using bodily fluid spells, manipulating young men, taking men that are, autistic and a little dim-witted and troubled, and doing magic spells on them and using them for money and for sex and, big, strong strength and stuff like that. Well, these women, they have a very large coven in Port Townsend, and they do dark magic. And I went to one of their meetings once because, I was innocent, didn't know. I was invited because I was wearing a pentacle, because I am myself a witch. I'm a 5th generation witch. But I'm like Glenda the good witch. I'm not a bad witch. And so, anywho, so I said, so you guys do spells and stuff? And they're like, only when we need to. So then, as the scenario went on, it turned out I was public enemy number 1 to them because, they had organized 400 people to attack 11 women speaking that were, old ladies in Port Townsend and, beat them up and shut them down and then laughed about it and then lied about it and then, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, of course they're going to do spells against me, right? Okay, so they're doing dark magic spells against me. They're like writing my name on paper and, peeing on it and other bodily icks and covering it in wax and dancing around their fire and going, hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-la-hoo-la. And I'm not making fun of witchcraft because I do witchcraft. And as you can see, I can do witchcraft and, I can itch my mouth underneath my mustache. See, for example. However, when you use witchcraft to hurt people and not help people, well, you're more like a demon, not like a witch, see. Anywho, so the whole goddamn motherfucking town knows they do witchcraft. That they do rituals against people they don't like. And they've been doing it for decades, so they got a big old coven, and some of them are like, oh, this is cool. Some of them believe in witchcraft, and some of them don't. Some of them are like, oh, this really works, and we're going to really do bad things to people, and we're not going to get any consequences because we're the good people doing bad things. And then they run across, good witch like me, who gathers up all that dark energy they sends it back to them. And who knows what could happen, right? I mean, when the light gets sent back to the dark. Anyhow, I got off the plot again. So, it's well known that they do rituals, okay? They do dark magic rituals to whoever, when we have to, right? Common fact, and they said it right to me. Not a secret. Right? Okay, fast forward to Salish Rescue don't like Crystal Cox. She's like, well, we don't like her. She's a Nazi and a bigot and a turf, and we don't like her because she stuck up for some old lady, and she's anti-trans and anti-gay and anti-everything. But, it's the straight people saying it. It's the straight, whores. Now, I like whores as much as the next dude, but the thing is, and I myself, I fancied myself being a whore. I don't have no. I'm just saying that these women are icky. And I'm not talking about their looks, I'm talking about their deep, dark soul. They're icky. Right? You're like, nearly 60, humping up on a Python 24, 25-year-old, manipulating them to do whatever you do, lie about him being in your house, just lie. Oh, is this so much fun? Yeah, I'll bet he's having fun. Have you seen that movie Skeleton Key? When dark magic takes over the soul of young people, Is she a vampire or is she a witch? Oh my gosh, I got off the plot. Anyway, so have I convinced you? Is it well established now that these demons are disguised as witches, doing rituals against people they do not like? Okay? Everybody knows it. By everybody, I mean, not any of their students, not any of their bosses, not any of the regular people, But it's common knowledge among locals. I've lived here 13 years. It's common knowledge, and they've said it right to me. Okay, so have you got it? Have I convinced you it's a factoid? They do rituals. Okay, so they know they do rituals. I mean, I don't know if a lobotomy is included in their rituals or what, but they convinced their young, stud master or service provider or whatever he is to get a protective order against me. Moi. Innocent moi. And to include them in it, the nonprofit that a government official owns. Yeah, the judge is like, whatever you want, like, I'm under your spell. That's Judge Mindy Walker. Whatever you say. I love it when people get abused, and I love picking the abuser over the victim, and whatever you say. Constitutional rights, don't care. That Crystal, she needs to learn what a public figure is. She actually said that to me. Me, an expert on it. She ain't no expert on it. Right? I was in a very high-profile free speech case, studied it all for decades. I know what a limited public figure is. All the people that came to the press conference, they're public figures. It's called limited public figures. Tons of case law on it. I gave her the case law, and she went, just not compute. Anyway, you got right off the plot again. So anyway, okay, back to it. So it's common knowledge that they do rituals against their enemies. Common knowledge that I'm their enemy. So logic says common knowledge they do rituals against me. Okay. So then they have their young stud go to court and get a protective order against me and claim in the protective order. And we're talking 2024. We're not in the 1800s. It's not like the Salem witch trials, Port Townsend witch trials. Tells the judge, she's doing rituals against me, man. Give me a protective order against her. She's doing, I'm an old lady. I know, I got a beard, but I'm still an old lady. And the judge is like, oh, she's doing rituals against you? Okay, because I believe anything you say, ha ha ha. Right? So, I do channeling, I do, and if you see my sermons out there, I'm like, do you believe in the power of the living God? And I channel this preacher, and I have channeled all kinds of entities over 30 years, and I am psychic, and I'm, a real witch, and, I do good things with it. Anyway, I digressed again. So I happened to that a couple weeks prior channel the dragon, this dragon Geok, a Gold Star Trio, these different energies. Really, everybody's a channel. Try it. Try channeling. I know. I'm back on the story. Anyway, so they know they're doing rituals against me. I know it. Everybody knows it. All the in crowd knows it. And then they go to court and swear, I swear to tell the truth, that Reverend Crystal Cox is doing rituals against me and the woman I'm shagging. Well, and all of Salish Rescue included. Judge ruled I couldn't say the word Salish Rescue. That part's been overturned because clearly it was unconstitutional. Couldn't say Northwest Maritime Center. Couldn't say wooden boat. The jackasses said they got a temporary protective order. Then the very next day, they went to the police and said, she said wooden boat. She said Salish. Because, my auto tags hadn't changed yet, right? Got criminal charges sent to the prosecutor. Then a couple months later, went to the judge. I swear to tell the truth, I have never had a problem with her doing that. I never had a problem with her saying my name or posting in public records or none of that. I never had a problem. Of course she's going to post the CCTV, of course. But what I'm saying is she's misinterpreted them. Lie, lie, lie. Who cares? Nobody cares. But the thing is that, my gosh, right? Like the Salem witch trials in the 1800s. 2024, they're going to a court of law to get criminal charges, to get a protective order against me saying I'm doing rituals against them. Right? That's Salish Rescue. Pretty sick. Their coven doing rituals against me go to court and say that I'm doing rituals against them. Sick, sick, The lot of them. Don't believe anything I say. I'm obsessed.